I got a breast reduction. I got a breast reduction. Welcome back. I know it's been quite a while that I've been here on YouTube. To be honest, there's just been so much going on that I honestly don't know how to keep up with everything anymore. As you can see, breast reduction is one of those things that quite recently happened in my life. I just actually celebrated my 1-year post-op. I have no regrets. This is the best thing that I have ever done for myself. Honestly, best and scariest thing that I've ever done for myself. If you are in my personal life and you didn't know that I got a breast reduction, well, now you know. I definitely don't go around advertising it, but it's also not a secret. I mean, I'm obviously here sharing it on YouTube. I've been very scared to make this video, and honestly, I don't know why, because I don't know anyone any explanations. But I will say, like, putting yourself out there on the internet for the world to see, you know, you open yourself up to judgment, and that's what I'm doing. So I guess you can say that's why I'm nervous, because I know I'm gonna get comments that are probably, you know, not going to be very nice or very positive. I guess I've kind of prepared myself for that. I do want to say that if you're somebody that's against plastic surgery, I would kindly advise just to exit this video. It may not be for you, and I'm definitely not going to tolerate any negative comments or disrespect. For me personally, it's very important for me to share this journey on the internet, because I know that once before I was that girl who was looking for anyone who had experienced this. I was looking for research. I was looking for, you know, answers to my questions. I was literally watching anyone and everyone on YouTube that had talked about their breast reduction, because I wanted to know everyone's experience. And I was very, very grateful for anybody out there that put up their story, that talked about their experience, and I am now ready to do that myself, mainly to help anyone out there that needs it. I just want to be very honest about my whole experience. I want to be your open book, whether you're somebody that's thinking about doing this or you're just curious, you know, I don't mind it. I'm very proud to be here and talking about this, sharing my story. I truly, truly feel in my heart that it's going to help a lot of people out there, because I know that it truly helped me when I saw other people's stories. And I was very, very grateful whenever somebody posted like every detail about their experience. Like, I wanted to know everything, like how did they start researching, what questions did they have, what concerns, you know, what was their kind of stage, what were they experiencing, what were they suffering, how did they go about it. And I will be talking about all of that. So the purpose of my video today is to kind of talk about what will be included, I guess you can say, in my breast reduction journey. So this is the first episode where I'm openly talking about it. I definitely don't want to make this video very long, because there is going to be a lot of content where a lot of your questions are going to be answered. So I kind of want to go through some of those first, and then I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of Q&As. I'll have ways of you guys like submitting your questions so that I can answer them on videos. Like I said, I definitely want to be very informative about my whole experience. There's no secrets. I don't want to hide anything. I want to be, you know, bluntly like open about it. I vlogged my whole experience, so you guys will be seeing me before surgery, sharing my fears, my thoughts. I vlogged the night before. I vlogged how I prepared for it, what I purchased for my surgery, how I got ready, things that helped me throughout my surgery, how I was feeling, what I was fearing. I also vlogged all of my surgery recovery. So I actually vlogged on surgery day. I know that may come as a surprise to some of you guys, but it was just very important for me to talk about everything kind of in the moment, share every detail that was going on. I also had little updates, like I had like my 1 or 2 week updates, and then my 3-month updates. Like, I had all of that. I pretty much made time for it, because I definitely wanted to, like I said, record everything in the moment, share how I was feeling, what I was going through, the issues or struggles that I went through. It will all be very raw content. I think that will be very helpful for any of you that are kind of curious about it, interested in doing something like this. I have a ton of notes, because I don't want this video to be all over the place, and it's really hard for me to gather my thoughts when I'm making videos like this, because I start talking about something and then I start kind of like derailing out to like other topics and stuff like that. Why did I get a breast reduction? There is so many reasons I can list about what made me actually do this. I will say that the main reasons were my health, my physical and my mental health. Primarily my physical health, it was very bad. This didn't start right off the bat by me just saying like, hey, like I want a breast reduction. It definitely had its pathway, like from where everything started. 2020 for me personally gave me a chance to kind of really look deep into my health. And one of those things was going to the doctor. I think like many of us out there, like I would just put off going to the doctor so many times. I don't think I know how else to put it other than I was honestly, and I'm not being dramatic, I was living a very miserable life. Physically, mentally, everything. I was just not, I was not healthy. And I don't want to say like physically only, like I was mentally very unhealthy. I'll start off by just stating maybe the obvious things that you guys might think somebody with very big boobs is experiencing. So I had a lot of back pain, a lot of neck pain, a lot of shoulder pain, lower back, upper back, everything. It was actually very painful for me to ever perform any kind of physical activity. Serious as like I didn't know how to run, I didn't know how to jump. I was not able to jump, like that's how bad it was. It was just ridiculous to even think of the fact that like I would be able to jump and or run or do anything of that sort. Things that, you know, any normal person can do and you never realize that you are able to do them. Any physical exercise was just very, very painful for me. At the time, I thought, you know, I'm only making excuses for myself. I started going to all these doctor appointments, and one of those, I guess, specialties that I had to look into was a neurologist because I had very, very bad migraines and headaches daily. This is what initially started kind of like my search into what could potentially be causing me those headaches. I was living in hell with these headaches every day, every night. I couldn't sleep, like I couldn't do anything. It was these headaches that were just, I can't even describe like the amount of headaches that I would get. I think I would be super shocked if I realized like, wow, like I don't have a headache right now. And that was obviously after dodging like a bunch of Excedrin and stuff like that, which was very, very, I know that it wasn't good for me, but I just didn't know what to do anymore. And that's when obviously I started going to see a neurologist. We did everything, like my neurologist did everything. I got MRI scans, I did everything. Everything was perfectly fine. At the same time of also seeing my neurologist, I was also going to the chiropractor. So with all my back pain and everything, like I definitely knew something was not right. Like I knew there was something going on there, and that's when I started getting very frustrated. You know, that's when I started really asking myself like, what is wrong with me? You know, I can't take this anymore. And it came down to the point where I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia consists of a lot of things, but one of the main things is just constant body and bone aching. And that was me. That was me living in that life where I just never felt at peace. I always had backaches, body aches. I always had a headache. I didn't know what life was like without a headache. Never in my life thought that those things would be intertwined up until I started really doing my research, going to doctors, asking questions, trying to figure out what was wrong with me. I never would have thought that this was at all associated with that up until we did all of the tests you can think of, and it all just literally led up to one thing. My doctors also talked to me about that being a possible solution for a lot of the issues that I had. Besides being in physical pain every day, it truly affected my mental health. Like I was deep under depression, very bad anxiety. I had a lot of body issues, like mental body issues as well. My life has truly, truly changed due to this surgery. And I don't want to sound like changing one part of your body truly changes your whole life, because it doesn't. And if you're doing a surgery for that reason, to think that it's going to change your life, you are so wrong. Just truly reconsider your decisions. Your life is not going to change because, you know, a body part of yours changed. For me, it's been more so, like I said, my health. A lot of those issues that I was previously experiencing, including my headaches, all have disappeared. I wouldn't say that I never experienced a headache. I mean, that's kind of, dumb to say. Like, I experienced headaches, but I think I experienced the normal, occasional human being headaches. I have truly found so much joy in things that I never in my life thought that I could find. One of those things is working out, and I know that might sound silly, but one of those things that I truly, truly dreaded before. Anytime that I worked out before then, I would just be in an insane amount of pain to the point where I just couldn't do it. I couldn't work out, I couldn't do it. And now I realize that it wasn't me just making excuses. Like, I truly was experiencing a lot of pain. And now I can say that because I can look back and compare how my physical activity was before to now, where now I can do physical activity. I can run, I can jump, like I can actually work out, and I'm not in constant pain. Like, so many people in my life ask me how is it to run on a treadmill? And I'm just like, I truly don't even know how to explain it. It was very emotional when I was first ever able to run on a treadmill. Unbelievable. Like, I just honestly couldn't believe it. And it was the same thing with jumping. The littlest things are the biggest things. Only I truly know what I was going through, and whether or not people understand that, I think that's really not my concern anymore. I know that I did what was best for myself, what was best for my mental and my physical health. I know that both of them were at stake, and I definitely didn't want to continue living like that. At the end of the day, I'm just going to do what's best for me, what makes me happy, what's best for my body. In my opinion, if you weren't going through anything similar to me, honestly, your opinion means nothing. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but I don't have, similar issues based on the decision that I made, then I don't respect their opinion against whatever it is that I decided to do for myself. At the time when I decided to do it, only very close family members knew. I didn't want to share it with everyone because I knew that it would maybe affect me mentally before surgery. I will say that it was very difficult for me to be open about it with family. Coming from a Mexican background, plastic surgery is very taboo in our culture. So if anybody does get plastic surgery, it's kept very hush-hush, it's under the table. I am here to stop that trend. So I think I'm probably the first one in my family that comes forward with actually openly talking about my surgery. I think that being open about things like this definitely helps others that kind of are feeling a little bit in the dark. I was definitely one of those people that felt very alone in this journey because I didn't have anyone close to me that I could confide in and talk to about it. I had to research this all on my own. I had to look for videos on my own. I had to join groups to kind of help me out and help me get through this. I just know once again that I needed that kind of comfort, and I found it through YouTube, through TikTok, through breast reduction groups, and I am so very grateful for all of those things because I don't think that I would have been able to go through my surgery if it wasn't for any of that. Like I said, I don't want to make this video too long. I kind of just briefly wanted to talk about why I decided to get a breast reduction, what is going to be included in my journey, and I will continue to make videos after this because I know I'm definitely going to want to get more detailed on topics, but I kind of just wanted to give you guys an idea of why I did this and kind of introduce you to this journey of mine where I'm going to be talking about everything. This is definitely, I will say, the most vulnerable I have ever felt in my life, is because I am sharing something very, very personal out here in the internet, and I'm putting myself out there. I know that I am opening myself up to judgment from strangers, but I am willing to do that because I know that this is definitely going to help somebody out there. I know that, like I said, it helped me, and I want to be that person for someone out there. And I don't at all want to come off as though I'm influencing anybody to do this that, doesn't need it or doesn't want it or anything like that, or has ever even considered it. But I'm just letting you know that if you are suffering from any of the things that I kind of listed about that I was, going through, then I just want to let you know that you're not alone. It's if you're somebody with big boobs and you are flat out, you are so happy with your body, you don't suffer any pain physically or mentally, live in that confidence, because I wish that I could have done that. I am so jealous because I wish I would have been me. I appreciate everything that God gave me, but at the end of the day, what God gave me was not functional, and I decided that I wasn't going to live a miserable life, and I was going to change that. So for me, it didn't work. If it works for you, I am truly so jealous. I realized that living a very miserable life was not the right answer, and it was not for me. If you are somebody that has ever thought about it, just know that you're not alone. I know that once before I was that one girl looking for everyone's experiences, watching every YouTube video that I could find about somebody's breast reduction, what they bought to prepare for their breast reduction, what they actually used, what they didn't use, like literally everything. I was deep into it, like I wanted to know it all. And I tried to kind of document every single part, every single piece, every single step. I'm really looking forward to sharing this journey with you guys, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. I don't know. I've been really nervous, so I haven't been hungry. I'm really just trying to get something in my stomach. Surgery is literally less than 24 hours away. I think thinking like back to when I was like a month away from surgery, my anxiety was through the roof. It was really, really bad. And I just didn't know how to handle that. And I was like, if I'm like this right now, how am I going to be going into surgery? To be honest, I don't know how I'm going to be tomorrow. I am just personally so terrified of hospitals. Picturing myself like in a hospital bed and stuff like that, I'm just extremely terrified. It definitely doesn't help that I have to do it alone because of COVID, so I can't have anyone there. I will have to walk in alone, and I will have to wake up alone, so that's been a tough one. I think so far what has motivated me the most is seeing other people's stories and other people's results and other people's experience. I feel like I can relate to some people out there. It helps me a little bit just to know that other people might be feeling the same thing or might be going through the same thing. You know, it's hard sometimes if you can't relate to anyone in your personal life. So I think that at times you just want to find somebody that you can relate to, whether it's somewhere out on the internet or in a Facebook group or something. And I think that those people that I have found that I can relate to really, really motivate me to see the positive in this and see how much it has helped them. Just think of all the positive that'll come out of this.